The Palestinian people do not exist. The creation of a Palestinian state is only a means for continuing the struggle against the state of Israel for Arab unity. In reality, today there is no difference between Jordanians, Palestinians, Syrians, Lebanese. Only for political and tactical reasons today do we speak about the existence of a Palestinian people. You see, that statement is one of the most truthful statements about the Palestinians and their heritage. And the most beautiful part is it is not mine or any other Zionist who said it. Let me introduce you to Zuhir Musan. He's dead now. He was killed in Cannes. If you're going to go, the French Free area is not a bad place to go. No one knows who killed him, but many people had motive. You see, Zuhair was one of the Palestinian Liberation Organization's leaders from 1971 to 1979, when his untimely but glamorous passing came. Anyway, that brilliant yet bubble-bursting quote I started this with was his, not mine. Don't trust me, Google him. He's infamous, and there is a wealth of sources to confirm this, non-Zionist supporting ones too. He famously said this one too. So Zuhair says that Palestinian people are a fictitious invention meant to gain world sympathy in the struggle against Zionist Israel. Not my words, I'm just glad that he said them. To liberal European reporters over the years on tape as well. I'm just puzzled as to why nobody seems to care. But Zuhair wasn't the only Palestinian leader to out the hoax. Fatih Mohammed, a former Hamas minister and leader in Gaza, was berating the Egyptians for Gaza conditions when he forgot he was on TV. He forgot the code of silence, and I'll let him tell you what he said in his own words.
الحمد لله أصولنا كلنا عربية ويستطيع كل فلسطيني في غزة وفي كل فلسطين أن يأتي بجذوره العربية سواء كانت من السعودية أو من اليمن أو من في أساسنا نص فلسطين يا أخواننا مصري ونصها سعودي.
So we say it was a hoax. So much of a hoax that the actual Palestinian ancestors would have been devastated at the Nation of Palestine. You see, the only time in history there ever was anything officially marked Palestine was during the 1917 to 1948 British Mandate. Passports and identity cards were stamped with Palestine and the Arabs protested. Why? Because they didn't want to be called Palestinian. In their own words, we are not Palestinian, we are Arabs. The Palestinians are the Jews. That came from a video shot by a French news outlet right after the Six-Day War when Israel captured the West Bank. Remember the first Palestinian flag? The only flag of Palestine that ever existed prior to the one used today by the Palestinian administration had a big fat Star of David smack dab in the center. Famed and controversial Islamic historian Bernard Lewis, who lived through the Ottoman fall and studied Pan-Arabism, wrote specifically about this. With the rise and spread of Pan-Arab ideologies, it was as Arabs, not as South Syrians, that the Palestinians began to assert themselves. For the rest of the period of the British Mandate, and for many years after that, their organizations described themselves as Arab and expressed their national identity in Arab rather than in Palestinian or even Syrian terms. And so, to the boycott, divestment, and sanctions crowd, the If Not Nows, Code Pinks, Jews of Color, Sephardi Mizrahi Caucus, knowing the truth and still maintaining your campaign against Israel just demonstrates a clear hatred of Jews. Yes, we have issues. Israel has issues. But we have every right to exist as a sovereign nation on this land, in the eyes of the world and the eyes of God, the Judeo-Christian Muslim God. Maybe put your efforts into bringing the Palestinian people true closure and help them truly trace their roots. That would be better help to them and to the situation.